I've never been so happy in my whole life. I've never felt like that. I've won the World Cup and I've won the European Cup myself, and I've won various matches which are really important. But I've never been more happy in my whole life. From the December before, we went unbeaten, and throughout the whole season I kept thinking, well, you know, this bubble maybe it'll have to burst sooner or later. We can't just keep winning. And we kept winning and we kept winning. And I thought, well, and people started talking about the treble, you know, the magical treble, the FA Cup, your own league championship, which is difficult enough to win, and then the Champions League, of the Champions of Europe. And I thought, well, it's not possible, no. But then we won the first one. Within 2 weeks, we won the first one. We beat Tottenham in the Championship, the last match of the season. So we'd won the Championship, and then we went to Wembley to play Newcastle. We beat Newcastle 2-0, which was really more comfortable than we'd expected. But suddenly we'd won two, and then everybody was getting really excited. You know, we're going to go to Barcelona, a great stadium, football, just a total football stadium, creates atmosphere just like it does at Old Trafford. And we were playing against Bayern Munich, and we were a goal down with 2 minutes to go. And I thought, if we can just get the ball into the box, but you know, you can call it blind faith, what you want, but I thought, if we can just get the ball in the box and we can get a goal, it'll give us that little bit of extra time, we'll win this still. I was convinced that we could win. And then the ball came across, and because it was 2 minutes from the end, Peter Schmeichel, the goalkeeper, came up. And I don't know what it is about the Germans, you know, they could be very orderly and disciplined, but it threw them completely. You know, they had all the plans for who they were going to mark, but suddenly this great big blonde goalkeeper, this Dane, came up and it threw them completely. And suddenly, for the first time, there was a bit of disarray in their defence, and the ball fell to Ryan Giggs, who hit the ball into Dwight York first, hit the ball into the box. Four of their defenders had gone with Peter Schmeichel, and then the ball fell to Terry Sheringham, and he didn't hit it well, but he hit it goalwards, and then you see the back of the net, and it just, and I'm up, and I can't remember really. I remember apologising to some people in front of me for jumping over them, very important FIFA officials as well. And then I sat back, and I tried to keep myself cool, but while I was actually thinking, keep cool, we went and we got a corner. David Beckham knocks the ball across, Teddy Sheringham helps it on, and Gunnar Solskjaer knocks the ball into the net. And as the ball hits the net, for me it was as though the world stood still. I thought, this is what paradise is all about. It's got to be. And I honestly do not remember what I did for about 5 minutes. I went up to my wife and my daughter, my son-in-law were up there. I dashed up to them, I dashed back, and suddenly the world was great again. And I thought, well, there is nothing ever going to be better than this.